So we're back on winning ways since the defeat against Napoli. Now we face Roma and Torino. Let's hope we can continue and at least get a draw out of these games.
In the heart of northern Italy lies a town steeped in footballing history. Welcome to Vercelli, home to one of the most storied clubs in Italian football, Pro Vercelli. Languishing in the lower leagues as its once glittering legacy faded into obscurity. But now, a new chapter is about to be written. A chapter of redemption, revival, and triumph. Get ready to witness the rebirth of a footballing legend. This is Football Manager 24, the Pro Vercelli Chronicles.
Hello and welcome back to the Pro Vercelli Chronicles. Since you were last with me, we went on and faced Spezia, which we won 5-1. Rodriguez, Top Palovac getting a brace, Hutchinson and Suik on the score sheet. Before facing Cagliari and winning 2-1, Tossi and Maldini getting our goals early on there. They pulled one back with an own goal from Dakil, but we dominated pretty much. So today we face Roma and then Torino. Let's get going. And then tomorrow's episode, we're actually going to do the Milan double. We'll say that now. But the team to face Roma is Cardoso in goal with Murphy, Monteiro, Dakil and Olivero at the back. Topolovic and Rodriguez in midfield. Rubinho, Maldini and Romeo behind Rossi up top. Obviously that's Luca Romero. Romero. Who's fastly becoming one of my favourite players in this team, along with the likes of Rossi, Tossi. Everybody knows I've got a real soft spot for Maldini, who's, as the season's going on, I think Maldini's really showing his ability. He's not the greatest ever, but he's good enough. And he always outperforms. Here's Rubinho unable to get his head on the Topolovic. Can he find width? He does. Go on, get it in the middle. Turns back. And then Topolovic is out on the ball, but Murphy regains. Good running back there. And Topolovic's giving it away again. And again, Murphy regains. Hopefully this isn't a... Oh dear. Our midfield currently just giving the ball away. It's never good. Although we are the better side, you'd have to say, at the moment. Yes, we've had less possession, but we've had more shots, better opportunities, and then they go and score with Baldanzi. So it's 1-0 to Roma. Question is, what do I do? I don't think we panic yet. As I said, that was a shot which we should have dealt with. Here is Murphy, who loses out himself this time, and Montenero regathers, but doesn't really get it clear. And we've escaped there. We so easily could have and probably should have been punished for that error. Are we playing well? That's the question. We are, but as the game's going on, Roma are slowly getting more and more into it. Here is Maldini, though, on the far side, and his ball cannot be gathered in by a white shirt, and Roma are really putting us under the cosh at the moment, and that was poor goalkeeping. Anthony putting the ball in the back of the net. What do we do from... That was the goalkeeper, I feel, should have done better there. Robinho's not playing well. He'll be coming off probably at half time. We said that Rossi's not playing particularly well. But Maldini should have put that away. Wow, that was harder to miss than score that chance. Right, we are going to make some changes. Robinho's going to come off for Hutchinson. Rossi's going to come off for Tossi. We're going to leave it there for now. We're going to encourage them going into the second half. But we're 2-0 down. The game is very even. This is not a 2-0 game, but their quality and just our lacking in certain areas is showing during this game. Hutchinson's come on and picked up an early knock, so he's going to have to come almost straight back off. Who are we going to bring on? Volpato or Volpato is going to come on. Here's Maldini. And that's in. Tossi getting a goal off the bench. You can't say that we don't deserve that. If anything, we're just, it's a very even game. Very even. Let's encourage them a bit more. We're going to have to make some changes again. What are we going to do? Dakil's going to come off for Kluivert. Mitev's coming on for Topalovic. Are they better that way round? No, we'll keep them as they are. Maldini's looking nervous. So we'll put Rodriguez forward and bring on Full. Oh, we can't. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, Hutchinson came on and went off, didn't he? I can't count. We're going to just push on attacking for the last sort of 2 minutes. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to lose this game, but it was very even. We played pretty well, I've got to say. Defence was unacceptable. And I'm happy with the midfield and attack. That's upset people. I don't know why. It's quite true. But we played reasonably well. I can't knock them for that. So let's move on to the Torino game and hopefully a win. So the team to face Torino is Cardoso in goal, with Murphy, Kluivert, Dakil and Oliveira at the back. Topalovic and Rodriguez in midfield, with Rossi, Maldini and Romaro behind Tossi up top. Hoping for a victory today. I don't think that's too much to ask. Torino are a good side. A draw wouldn't be the end of the world, But if we're to push for Europe, we really should be winning these kind of games. Luca, yes, you beautiful, beautiful human. Comes up with an early goal. That should settle the boys down, hopefully, and we can progress. But Torino straight on the attack here. We still just, it's too early to do anything to try and hold on. We've got to continue as we are. Hope that we can get a second and just stop them from scoring. So, we haven't talked about it in yesterday's episode, so I think we'll talk about it now. Ricky has scored and it's 1-1. That's not what I wanted to talk about. Man United. Now, Man United women absolutely annihilated Spurs to win the FA Cup. Rightfully deserved. They were clearly the better side. And they're a team that is progressing a lot recently. Now, the men still can't play football. 1-0 loss to Arsenal on the grand scheme of things, you wouldn't say is a particularly bad result. But they just do not look like a team. They look like individuals. The women look like a team. The men just look like a few individuals. None of them are pulling together. None of them are going the same way. And yeah, it's crazy. You know, you look back at their history, and it's always been about the team, hasn't it? I mean, you look at the teams that dominated the Premier League. There were some very, very good players, don't get me wrong, but there were also players that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, should never have been dominant players for clubs. So they always pull together as a team at the end of the day, and that's what won all the trophies in the 90s and early 2000s, I think. It's just it's, as a non-Man U fan, I suppose it's a little bit funny, but at the same time, it's sad, isn't it, that one of the best teams in the world is no longer good. Whether that will change when Manchester City finally get all their penalties against them from the 115 charges, I don't know. But that needs to happen fairly soon, preferably this season. I want them to get relegated all the way down, because then there'll only be two other teams to get relegated, and throughout all the other leagues that they drop down, and then Ipswich got a chance of staying up. You know, Leicester gonna get points deduction, you would think, and then if Man City do, that could be the two teams that go through, two of the three teams straight down, couldn't it? But we'll see. I hope they do make an example of Manchester City, though, because if they don't, teams are going to keep doing what they did, and if there's no real punishment, I mean, even like a 10-point deduction, for example, for Manchester City, that's not punishment, is it? They'll still get in the Champions League with the team they've got, and the following season they'll be right back up there. So it's not a punishment. Even a transfer embargo isn't really a punishment. They've got a lot of good young players. They've got a lot of players that would just see out anything. But hey, that's my 2 cents. I don't know. All depends on what they decide, isn't it? But they need to sort it out fairly soon. They can't, I know it's not easy to go through all of those charges, but come on, it shouldn't take more than shouldn't take as long as it's taken, let's be honest. They should announce it during the summer, is my thinking. We equalised and then they've just scored again, which is unfortunate. Rodriguez plays it out. Murphy. Rodriguez, shoot! Rodriguez scores 3-0. Wowzers. This game's turning into a bit of a thriller. Here's Murphy. Gets the ball again. Topalovic. Just wide. Referee puts his flag up. Maldini plays it in towards Dakil. Can't quite get his head on it, but does regain. And then plays it all the way back to Olivero. Goes back to Dakil. Topalovic, Olivero. What can he do with it? Goes back to Dakil. Dakil sprays it out with beautiful ball to Murphy, and here's Tossi. Saw the keeper slightly off his line and went for it and was not far away. We're playing well, mostly. Think we're going to have to make a couple of changes, but here's Dakil. Plays it forward to Luca. Oliveira. Rodriguez trying to find Luca there and unable to. But we're going to regain this with Rossi. Early ball, should have probably held on to it a little bit better, but Dakil's got the ball now. Olivero plays it down to Luca. What can Luca do? Plays it back to Olivero. Topalovic, here's Luca! Yes, Luca, give and go. Absolutely superb play. That's surely onside. Yes, it was. Look at this play. Luca drops it back to Olivero, starts to cut inside. Topalovic picks up the ball, sees the Luca run, plays him in beautifully. I think it's time we make some changes. And the changes we're going to make is Rossi's going to come off for Robinho. Hutchinson's coming on as well. Rodriguez for Mitev. Dakil's picked up a yellow card, so Montenero can come on. Those two can swap over. Montenero's got a better left foot. So now it's just a case of holding our current form, but they are passing it around, and that's in. Wow. Also, the temperature in the UK has gone up like 10 degrees, and it's really quite warm. It's 4-4, which does prove where we need to strengthen. I guess, we kind of already knew. We're going to encourage them for the last couple of minutes, but it looks as though this game ends 4-4. We've only lost twice all season. Let's go on to the Milan double tomorrow and see if we can get any kind of results in those games. But if you've enjoyed that, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. I've been the Masked Manager, and until next time, I have spoken.